What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mark Howard. You know what we do. We talk Cowboys. Yeah, that's what we do. So, Friday, we're into May. May 1. No more fools in April. That was corny. That's why I'm laughing at it. But anyway, the draft is a week behind us. Still very happy and pleased with the choices that we made. I think we made choices not just on talent of player. Caleb Downs is the one guy there, probably potentially. I don't want to jinx it, but potentially a franchise level player. I'd say anything. Hey, look, first time we really brought in a potentially high quality safety in a very, 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 very long time. So we're happy with that. Looking forward to seeing the prospects in those situations. I would say to you, though, that we're looking at offseason. Pickens signed a tender for the franchise tag. A lot of fuss, a lot of talk about that. You know, it's a while ago when this franchise tag came in because it gave teams a right to keep a top player and allow them to be able to not take the hit so far right away in the salary cap. That's the way it was invented. But for the players, it pigeonholes them to 1 year. Now, they get very good money for 1 year. All right? CeeDee Lamb's getting, as a contract, is averaging $30 million a year. But all of his money is not guaranteed. It's just an average when you take in the regular base plus his signing bonus. So the totality of his contract number, divide that over the years, averages $30 million a year. That's what we'll hit and show on the salary cap for however many years through that time. Now, George Pickens, in this sense, getting the franchise tag, he gets to make it. The rule is, if you franchise tag him, they get to make what would be considered an average. Take the top 5 receivers, top 5 salaries at his position, and you average them. That's what he'll get. So that came to $27.5 million. That's what he'll get for this year. And that's all guaranteed. That's all guaranteed. In 1 year, yes, Pickens will make all of his money, as opposed to some part of the back end of things, a little bit of what, say, CeeDee Lamb is getting. But CeeDee Lamb, over totality of years, will get so. And if you get hurt, if CeeDee Lamb gets hurt, the guaranteed money still is guaranteed money. That's the breakdown for those of you that don't know, right? So, and I said for those of you that do know. When I think about it, everybody goes, the players don't want to play on that. Because you play 1 year, you get hurt, you can't get that long. You can't get that long term. You want that long-term stability. I get it. I understand. But in this point, the market dictates things, and the teams are going to go by the market. So once again, George Pickens got the opportunity. He was free enough out of the situation where he was tendered to where teams could make offers to him. It would be compensation to us. It didn't make it heavy. Instead of being 2 first-round picks for him, it'd be a first and a second round. Teams didn't want to give that up, and then for the sake of paying him what would be more of an average of $40 million a year on a long-term deal. And a long-term deal would be 4 or 5 years, right? Nobody wanted to bite on that. Nobody felt that it was worth the trouble. The talk is, and I'm not saying it's true. The talk is, and I got some good reliable source on that. The talk is, or the belief is that the minute he gets that money, he gonna be a malcontent, and you're gonna regret it. I don't know how much that is true, but again, when you look at Pickens, and I talk about him as far as his behavior, yeah, he's made some tweets. He's made some expressions within the team. It's not like he's getting in trouble doing stuff that's going to have him go to jail. He may stay out. He may be late. He may miss a meeting. Those things aren't good. But again, at the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding. The results in game time is all that counts. That's what you're getting paid for. Preparation is definitely key. Some of the great ones can get away with not as much preparation and still come and dominate the game. Pickens is very, very dominant, very, very good. But when you feel it's a loose cannon, people get a little scared for that type of money, you know? So putting a bow on it with George Pickens, the bet is that Dallas signed him, that they're going to trade him, get a trade partner for him. I don't think so. I don't believe so. I believe Dallas wants him. I believe Dallas is greedy enough. Now, Pickens would have to make a fuss. He's in a pickle here. Pickens would have to make a real big fuss to say, I want out of here. I signed this. I still want to negotiate a long-term deal. We can't get that done, then I want out of here. I want to go to somebody that's willing to give me a long-term deal. And to do that with a team that doesn't want to trade you, you would have to really make that request and probably show that you're not going to be worth keeping. This is where George Pickens is in the pickle. His reputation is why he's not getting not getting anybody taking a bite for him. Because he's a talented receiver. I would say he's one of the top 5 to 6 receivers in all of the NFL, behind CeeDee Lamb. My son tried to say he's better than CeeDee Lamb, but no, not better than CeeDee Lamb. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, those guys, pick not quite on that level, but he definitely balls. He definitely balls, plays well. He's definitely a true number one. But again, his reputation is preceding him, and it's not a good reputation. So for him to be a malcontent or come off as such just to get out is going to be a problem for the other team to want to get, because if they felt like he would be okay once he signed, a deal would have been reached, or at least a deal would have been offered that we would have had to match. That's not the case. So anyway, on goes with that. People are going to speculate hard because, again, it's the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to talk about the Cowboys. Okay? We make news because, again, there's two types of people. Cowboys fans and those who wish they were Cowboys fans. They always want to know. All right? Now, going on to the draft, I think things are getting acclimated. Ideas, predictions, and things like that. Again, we look at the picks that we have. We drafted people who can play multiple positions. They have the talent and the intelligence to be able to play the game, be moved based on the situation that the offense is doing. So that way we don't have to worry about wrong personnel being on the field when they're in a pass-heavy situation. If they go 4 receivers, 3 receivers, 1 running back, and such. We have to have that intelligence on the field. Makes us unpredictable on defense. It gives us that advantage. That's what Coach Parker is trying to go for in his defense. And I like that. Because the main thing about our defense has been over the years, over decades, it's been predictable. It's been predictable. Some less predictable than others. But on our average day, we've been a predictable defense. Now we have a defense that you can predict to say, hey, doesn't matter what we run, these guys out here on the field can cover it. That's what I'm liking. I see us having some good mini camps. I see some energy. I feel some energy out of the Cowboys organization. Happy with making these coaching decisions. Deciding and realizing that a lot of what they were doing isn't working the way they were doing it. Very good at drafting. Very good at getting free agents. They did better. Stepped up their game in the free agency game. Moved quick, moved early. Retained Brandon Aubrey. Franchise tag Pickens. Because really, salary cap wise, we can't afford to pay him top dollar. He's worth paying the $30 million that CD was getting at this point. But don't want to pay him more than CeeDee Lamb, because CeeDee Lamb is the guy for the future for the program. He's a franchise player with the program. That's why he's wearing 88. But the fact is, salary cap wise, for us to get depth, we got to be smart. I believe that Coach Schottenheimer and Coach Parker have talked to the team about this, and the Joneses have bought in. Yeah, I believe that Schottenheimer said, look, sacrifice losing a player as long as we have depth in other positions. we hadn't had. We spent a lot of money on top players. You want to keep them. If they get injured, get dinged, they're not as fresh. The backups behind them and go with. And believe me, having depth and having rotational players, especially on that front line, especially in the front line, if you can have rotationary players that can come in and spell and get and keep guys fresh around that fourth quarter, you don't have ties much often. Okay. But I like that for Schottenheimer. Schottenheimer was able to hire the coaching staff, the defensive coaching staff, because Eberflus was not as hired. Okay. Now he got Parker. They also picked the whole defensive coaching staff. Young, energetic, hungry guys who want to move up in the coaching world. They want to move up. And because of such, they have a proven track record from places where they come from, either at college or be on another NFL or both. So again, I'm not here making an announcement for anything. Cowboys go to Super Bowl. No, I'm not making that. I'm not making that prediction. I just like the fact that they're not doing the same old. Gotta, like I said, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. The definition of intelligence is accepting your mistakes and being willing to make adjustments. That's intelligence. Okay, pride goes before the fall. So, again, we're looking good here. After that week after the draft, I feel really good, feel really comfortable. But I think we got good quality character players. We got intelligent players. We got some football players. We drafted some football players, some dogs out there. I believe they're going to be able to relate to this younger coaching staff and come to play. They're going to be the guys with the coaching staff we have. They're going to inspire players to want to run through a brick wall, and these are the kids that are going to run through a brick wall. So I feel good about that potential. Now all I want to do is make sure that God keeps them healthy and gives them a chance going into the season. There's always going to be dings and injuries and things like that during the season. That just happens. That's just the nature of the game. But I want to see, give ourselves a good chance, a good opportunity. All right. A lot of teams, NFC East did do a good job in their draft. Washington with Styles, the Giants with Arvell Reese. The top three guys come out of Ohio State: Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs. I believe going in before that Caleb Downs was the best player. Now, position-wise, you can look at certainly position-wise, but Caleb Downs, position-wise, I mean, just overall player, talent-wise, impact-wise, many believe he's more toward the generational type of player, potential to be a generational player. I'm hoping so. So is Micah, but he's with Green Bay. But, again, got to be smart with certain things, okay? Even with Pickens. Pickens has David Mulugata. As his agent. He's part of his agency. David Mulugata is locally, lives there in Texas, outside the Dallas area, in Arlington. And the thing is that, again, what we know for sure with Micah Parsons is that Mike, and I'm dipping into this before I get out of here, I'm just going to say it. I don't think we're going to have that problem with Pickens. Pickens is letting Mulugata do the negotiating. Micah Parsons made a deal with Jerry Jones on his own. Period, point blank. That's why he ain't saying nothing, he ain't denying it. And that's why Jerry Jones was like, we have a deal in place. We have an agreement. Mulugata came in and says, no, we need to talk more now. He ain't speaking, so I'm representing him. Jerry Jones said, forget that. We have a deal. He agreed. Sign that or don't. Or play on the last year. It didn't go that way, and frustrations got in by Jerry Jones being prideful, and he made the trade. Hey, out of that, we got Ken Clark. Ken Clark is good. We made some other moves. We used a pick to get Quentin Williams. We paid ourselves back. And with the 2 picks that we have, we got two first round picks, that is, our own, plus the other one that came from Green Bay. We paid ourselves back. Again, Micah Parsons. But we paid ourselves back, I believe, for sure. All right, guys, let's have a good weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. Again, hit subscribe, hit like. Let me know how you feel. Take care of yourselves, guys. All right? Peace.